Revelation 759. From the 26th of January 1939. Spiritual task of living beings. Introspection. Just always turn your gaze upward, so your thoughts and desires will always be rightly guided. The soul is so often in danger of becoming fickle, and again the Lord must take care of it with the greatest patience, and instruct it to strengthen its faith, because only in weak faith lies the reason for the discouragement and the thoughts that oppresses the soul. It is a kind of compulsion for the soul that, in order to strengthen faith, it is temporarily kept in a depression, for it struggles in it all the more eagerly, harassed by this state from which it seeks to free itself. To recognize the benefit and blessing of the many small resistances and discords of daily life, would be so reassuring for you. Therefore, surrender yourselves full of confidence to the divine guidance, and you will never have cause to be anxious and weak in faith. And in this certainty, receive the spiritual instructions you receive today. Every being, no matter how small, is necessary in God's creation, but the nature and purpose of its task is not known to man. The external earthly activity can be observed in many, but the spiritual activity, which is the real purpose of the many small living beings, remains hidden from people and will be recognized only after the flesh body is discarded. If you humans could take a look into the realm of the active spirit world, you would find no end to the amazement. And yet it is even in your power and in your will to acquire the ability to see the hidden. In order to be able to recognize the activity of all, even the smallest, beings, it is enough to immerse yourself in the glories of God's creation, a rock-solid faith in God's love and omnipotence, and a willing opening of the heart. And the images will be reflected clearly visible in the heart of man, and the earthly child will audibly hear the explanation, the spiritual eyes will open, and the Lord Himself will teach, where deep longing for truth and knowledge is present. And you will recognize the restless activity on earth and in the hereafter. You will see that every being has to fulfill its task, which still has far more effect spiritually than earthly, although last activity is likewise necessary for the existence of the whole creation. For not even the smallest being is created without purpose or use. All creatures perceive the spiritual currents and pass them on constantly, so that they fulfill their task as receivers and mediators of the spiritual power and are indispensable in the total creation, as electrons. Amen.